What's up, you guys? We are back with another day of 31 Days of Halloween. Today we're going to be doing this forest sprite creature thing. So the step that we have to do first is glue on these prosthetic ears. They're foam latex gremlin ears, and I'm just going to be applying them with Prozaid. Please don't judge my terrible application here because these are really hard to get on. But I knew that I was going to be covering them with leaves and a headpiece anyway, so I wasn't too concerned with it. What you do need to do, though, is color your entire face and body green. This is a mixture of Wet n Wild's Fantasy Makers collection as well as Mayron's water-activated Paradise paints. When you're painting the ears, also keep in mind that they have a different undertone than your actual skin tone, so you're going to need to color correct with different color mixtures to match your actual skin tone. I'm also going to be putting a bit of yellow-orange types of greens in the face in the highlighted areas and keep the dark, deep greens for the shadows and the edges of my hairline, my jawline, and anywhere that the shadows would occur naturally. The trick with using water-activated paints is to continue layering. Water-activated paints can be very transparent, so just add another layer on top of the other layer, but be sure that everything is dry before setting another layer on top. Once the skin tone is as opaque as you would like it to be, we're going to set it with eyeshadows. I'm setting it with a yellow eyeshadow and then going in with deep dark greens and also a bit of black to create a new shape on our forehead to make him look more like a sprite character rather than a human person. I'm just adding a few details in the forehead and creating illusions with shadows under the eyes as well as on the bridge of the nose. For the lips, I'm using this deep forest green color, and I want it to stay as organic as possible, so I'm just using my fingers to blend it out. And then to add that fantasy effect, we're going to go through with highlighter and over highlight on our lips, our nose, our cheekbones, and even our forehead. That gives us that real ethereal fantasy-like sprite, whatever you want to call this thing, look. I think it's a sprite. We're going with a fantasy sprite forest creature. Who knows? Okay, time to cover ourselves with leaves. So this is just a string of garland that I purchased at a craft store, and I am bobby pinning it to my hair and making sure it stays in place. And then I'm going to use a bit of liquid latex and put a bit of moss in some areas on my face, like my forehead, next to my nose, on my lip, and then string all of the moss randomly throughout. Now this random shrubbery piece, I didn't know it was going to turn out as well as it did, but basically I just safety pinned it to my head and then covered the rest of it with moss and succulents and stuff to make it really go together with the rest of the headpiece. Then I'm going to be using a stipple sponge and creating some texture on my face. This is just with dark browns and dark greens to give us a bit more texture on the face, but don't go overboard because then you'll just look like a spotted mess. Grab a few more strands of garland and wrap it around as your costume piece, and you're done. You are now the big green giant. Put yourself on some green beans and you're good to go. Thanks for watching another day of 31 Days of Halloween. Be sure to check out tomorrow's look because we're doing a new look every single day this October. Bye, you guys.